Justin Bieber has finally come forward with something really intense. Well, he's always been connected to big names in the music industry, and one of the most interesting relationships he's had is with Diddy. Now, for years, there have been rumors floating around about the wild, insane parties Diddy used to throw and how Bieber was part of that scene when he was much younger. Let's dive into what Bieber has finally admitted and why this story is blowing up right now.
Are you working together?
I'm not. I mean, I think that we've become friends in a strange way, you know?
Like Robin Big.
Yeah, it's like, exactly.
I'm big and you're Robin.
Yeah.
To really understand what happened, we've got to go back to the beginning of Justin Bieber's career. When Justin Bieber first burst onto the music scene, he was just this fresh-faced kid from Canada with a crazy amount of talent. He went from posting YouTube videos to being one of the biggest pop stars in the world almost overnight.
You know you love me, I know you care. Just shout whenever, and I'll be there.
His life changed overnight when he was discovered by Scooter Braun, and before you knew it, he was one of the biggest pop stars in the world. He was still a teenager when he was thrust into the spotlight, dealing with fame, fortune, and all the pressures that come with it.
So when I saw Justin, while everyone told me no and everyone thought I was crazy, I knew exactly what to do, and I saw the plan until he was 18. Like, I just knew. I was like, this kid's gonna be the biggest artist in the world. I know exactly what to do to help him become that.
During his rise to fame, Bieber was introduced to some of the most powerful people in the music industry, including Diddy. Diddy, or P. Diddy, as he was also known, was already a huge name in the music industry. He had worked with major artists like Notorious B.I.G., Mary J. Blige, and many more. So when he showed interest in Justin, it was seen as a massive opportunity. Imagine being a teenager and having one of the most powerful people in the music business take notice of you. It must have been mind-blowing for Bieber at the time. Diddy and Justin had a professional relationship, but there was also this mentor-mentee vibe. Diddy was older, more experienced, and had been through everything Justin was just beginning to experience. Diddy introduced Justin to some of the biggest names in the industry, and by being associated with him, Bieber was getting access to places and people that most young artists could only dream of. But with all that came a lot of pressure.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything?
Yeah.
Starting to act different, huh?
No,
You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you tried to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Correct.
My
Okay.
number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
It's 555.
Yes. Okay.
5555.
Okay. 55. You heard that? Okay. Well, I'm here to because you've been a big supporter of mine, all
Yeah.
jokes aside.
Diddy's influence wasn't just limited to music. He also exposed Bieber to a certain lifestyle, which included those famous parties. Diddy is known for throwing some of the most epic parties in Hollywood. These events were the definition of A-list. Celebrities everywhere, private jets, and luxury that most people can't even imagine. When Justin Bieber first started going to these parties, it must have felt like a dream. I mean, who wouldn't be excited to attend these legendary events? The parties were filled with celebrities, music, and everything you'd expect from the lifestyle of the rich and famous. For a young star like Bieber, probably felt like he was on top of the world.
So who was with you this weekend? A bunch of my friends. Diddy, Quincy, Justin Bieber, so far so good. Montana. Do you even know half the people you're naming? No.
But as with many things in life, there was another side to these parties. Behind all the glitz and glamour, things started to feel a little darker for Justin. He was still really young at the time, and being surrounded by older people, alcohol, and who knows what else, started to take a toll on him. Justin has hinted that these parties weren't always fun. In fact, they started to become overwhelming. Over time, Bieber began to feel uncomfortable at these events. It wasn't just about having a good time anymore. The pressure to fit in, to be cool, and to live up to this larger-than-life image started to weigh on him. At some point, everyone has a breaking point, and for Justin Bieber, it came after years of dealing with the pressures of fame, the parties, and the industry. Over time, he realized that his experiences weren't healthy and that he needed to make a change. But the big question is, what pushed Bieber to finally open up about what happened? The turning point wasn't just a single moment, but a combination of things that led to his breakthrough revelation.
I'm so blessed and I feel so like I'm never gonna take it for granted because I knew what it was like to live without all this.
Justin started to pull back from the limelight around the mid-2010s. He took breaks from music, canceled tours, and began talking more openly about his struggles with anxiety, depression, and substance abuse. Fans noticed that something had changed. Bieber wasn't the carefree pop star he once seemed to be. In interviews, Justin started hinting at how the pressure of being in the public eye, especially at such a young age, had taken a serious toll on him. This was when he began opening up about how unhealthy his environment had been, including the parties hosted by Diddy. One of the most shocking parts of Justin Bieber's revelations is that he didn't just talk about what happened, he provided proof. After years of staying silent, Bieber decided it was time to show the world exactly what he had experienced. This was a huge moment because for so long, people had speculated about what went on at those parties, but there had never been any solid evidence. Bieber changed all that when he came forward with proof. So what exactly did he show? Bieber shared photos, videos, and messages that documented the wild parties he attended and some of the more uncomfortable moments he experienced. These weren't just your typical party pics. They showed the side of celebrity life that most people don't see. The pressure to conform, the dangerous behavior, and the negative influence of some of the people around him. The proof Bieber provided gave weight to his story and silenced a lot of the doubters who might have thought he was exaggerating or misremembering events. When Justin Bieber came forward with his revelations and proof, everyone was waiting to see how Diddy would respond. After all, Diddy is a powerful figure in the industry, and his reputation was now being called into question. Surprisingly, Diddy didn't have much to say at first. In fact, the music industry as a whole seemed pretty quiet on the matter. This silence was noticeable, and it left a lot of people wondering why more people weren't speaking up, either to defend Diddy or to support Justin. Diddy eventually released a statement, but it was vague and didn't directly address the details of what Bieber had shared. He downplayed the situation, implying that everything had been blown out of proportion. This response didn't sit well with many of Bieber's fans, who felt like Diddy wasn't taking responsibility for his actions or the role he played in Bieber's experiences. It also raised questions about how much the industry knew about these kinds of situations but chose to ignore. The lack of response from other industry figures was also telling. It seemed like no one wanted to touch the subject, either out of fear of damaging their own careers or out of loyalty to Diddy. This isn't the first time Diddy has faced serious controversy. One of the most infamous incidents in his career happened back in 1999 during a nightclub shooting at Club New York, where Diddy and rapper Shine were involved in a serious altercation. The shooting resulted in 3 people being injured. After the shooting, Diddy and Shine were both arrested, and the story quickly became national news. Diddy was charged with gun possession and bribery, as it was alleged that he tried to bribe his driver to take the blame for the gun found in the car they fled in. In the trial that followed, Diddy faced some very serious charges, including gun possession, which could have landed him in prison for a long time. However, after a lengthy court battle, Diddy was acquitted of all charges in 2001. His lawyer, Benjamin Brafman, successfully argued that Diddy did not possess a gun during the incident, and the jury found him not guilty. Despite his acquittal, the trial took a toll on Diddy's image and career for a while, and it was a stressful time for the music mogul. On the other hand, Shine wasn't as lucky. He was found guilty of assault and gun possession and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Many people in the hip-hop community felt that Shine took the fall for the incident, and his career, which was just beginning to take off, came to a halt. Shine has since spoken out about how he felt abandoned by Diddy during and after the trial, which has added to the controversy surrounding the case. The nightclub shooting isn't the only controversy Diddy has been involved in. Throughout his career, he's been accused of other legal and personal issues, including lawsuits from former employees, disputes with artists on his label, and public feuds with other celebrities. For example, his former artist Mace has publicly accused Diddy of unfair business practices, claiming that Diddy never paid him what he was owed for his work at Bad Boy Records. Mace has said that he wants to buy back the rights to his music, but Diddy has refused, leading to a very public falling out. Diddy has also had well-publicized beefs with other artists, including Tupac Shakur during the height of the East Coast-West Coast rap feud in the 1990s. Although Diddy wasn't directly involved in the violent aspects of the feud, he was aligned with the East Coast, while Tupac was part of the West Coast scene. The feud culminated in the deaths of Tupac and the Notorious B.I.G., who was signed to Diddy's Bad Boy Records. After looking at all the past controversies surrounding Diddy, it seems like he can get away with anything and still stay on top. His power and influence in the music industry are so strong that even serious accusations don't seem to stick to him the way they might for others.
secret for like 14 years. I mean, the first time I experienced it was 2010, and I was in the hotel room when Puff came in, and I had no idea Cassie left. And when I woke up, I just saw his presence come into the room. They went into the bedroom and shut the door, and all I could hear is screaming and yelling, and whatever was going on in there, I don't know. But all I could think of was to grab Cassie's things and start packing it up and just getting her out.
When it comes to Justin Bieber, Diddy clearly had a big impact on him, both good and bad. If you found this video interesting, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new videos. Let us know in the comments what you think about Justin's story. Do you think there's more to come?